Are people actually avoiding flying in Boeing planes? People will always find a reason to be scared of something, especially whatever is in the news. Have your cousin look up how many times MD-80s have caused planes full of casualties. MD-80s are still used by most budget airlines. Or ask them to look up how many times Airbus separate elevation controls have caused planes to go down. In Boeing, the elevation controls are linked, so the pilot and co-pilot would feel if they are giving opposite inputs. The real fact is you are way more likely to die on your way to the airport in a car crash than you were to die on the actual plane. I'd say no, they aren't scrutinizing more. Because I was just on a Boeing for a flight that flew to my airport, landed, we boarded, then we went to taxi to the runway and it was our turn to go before they discovered the engine wouldn't fire. We went back to the gate, 4 hours later, the engine fired and we could go. NGL, I wanted a new plane. I feel like there should have some sensor or something before we got to our turn to take off to signal some engine problem. I'd care planes, but that wasn't a comforting lesson to learn. The whole plane stayed intact though, so that's good. I'd prefer to fly Airbus. Does make you question what really happened to the whistleblower. I mean, most flights around North America are in Boeing planes. I don't see how people can avoid Boeing with intent. And while the last several incidents are concerning, it's still far safer to fly in a Boeing plane than it is to travel between any 2 points by any other means. I'm just going to drop this video link here, u2.beth38c bgcizoc equals ya2jkpx2ekc98ck. But doesn't it just mean that airlines operating Boeing are scrutinizing their planes more now? They can scrutinize them all day, every day. The issues with Boeing are in the QA process. You won't find a few hidden bolts behind 3 interior panels that hold a door plug in place during routine checks, and no airline is stripping the plane down to check every single fastener from scratch. If possible, I will absolutely pick Airbus. Just my luck that they seem to be the majority of the cheap airlines fleet around here to begin with. I want to, but I already got my next trip locked in. I'd if they are Boeing's. It's American Airlines to CDMX from Omaha by way of Phoenix. The name of the fucking PHX when I get there 624 Oz beers to the Dome Emirate. Answer is unfortunately, but maybe it'll be moving Montes does know what buddy may ill be drunk when I die, and I hope so for the ridiculous buying of shit ill. One of our major airlines here in Oz has a bunch of Max on order. I wouldn't say I'd avoid flying them once they are here, but it will factor into my decision. Everything else being equal price, timing etc. I'd probably opt for the other carrier replacing their 738 is with a 320 NS. I'm not. Kind of don't have a choice. With all the credit I have with United, I don't really want to fly another airline to where I normally have to go, Peru. Luckily, besides one isolated issue in Jan 2024, history looks a bit kinder to their 730-200s, which is the plane United uses for travel to South America. Yes, on kayak they added a filter a long time ago to filter on type of airplanes. Because people used it so much, they have now placed it higher among the filters. So yes, there are people concerned with their safety enough to avoid Boeing. If possible, avoid flying Boeing. Boeing in the last couple of years has proven that they have deep internal issues with quality control, and I don't know how truly willing they are to fix them. Even their own employees say they wouldn't fly on the planes they are building. That to me says enough. I would not fly the 737. Airline companies have definitely started shifting more towards Airbus the last few years. So people, but it doesn't look like there's very many. If possible, yes please. What it really means is that incompetence and indifference has been displayed from the board of directors down. Let's just say that if there is an alternative that isn't too far out of my way or way more expensive, I would choose the latter. I remember around the time when the groundings happened that I had flown on the 737 MAX-8 twice. The first time I went on one, I specifically remember saying to my wife, "Cool, this is one of those new planes." It's funny too because all I hear or see is the exit row. Memes about the exit row, people talking about how unsafe they feel in the exit row. It was a door plug at row 27. People don't even know what they are talking about, but make decisions based on skewed knowledge.